Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by saying that without the slightest shred of exaggeration, let me deliver the headline to you. Rules have been changed in our country which will allow big billionaire companies, huge billionaire companies, big businessmen, very big businessmen, to destroy a mountain range. Just destroy it. Now, the government may say, the court may say, they're not going to destroy it, but the rules have been changed in a way that even if they destroy it, we can't do anything about it. I'm talking about the Aravalli range. This is 2 billion years old, and I'm sorry, with the greatest of respect to the Supreme Court of India, the Supreme Court of India did not make the Aravalli range. With the greatest of respect to the elected government of India, the presently elected government of India was not there 2 billion years back when the Aravallis were formed. A 1.6 billion year old ancient ecological shield stretching 700 kilometers across northwest India, which is part of the history of India, which is part of the ecology of India, which is part of the subcontinent we call the Indian subcontinent. The Supreme Court says that anything below 100 meters is not Aravallis. It's a low-lying range. The Supreme Court says anything below 100 meters is not Aravallis. Now, what does that allow? Because according to this ruling, only landforms 100 meters or higher are designated Aravalli districts. They will qualify as Aravalli hills. Everything below that is expendable, legally expendable. So you can just bring the bulldozers and roll them over. You can destroy them. And we, the citizens of India, can't open our mouth about it. I thought this was a democracy. If this is a democracy, I want to know under what rule of democracy can you destroy a 2 billion year old ecological formation, a living mountain system, that you change the rules to allow it to be brought down to rubble, and the Supreme Court and the government come with a new definition that anything below this is not part of the Aravalli range. With the greatest of respect to the Supreme Court, I want to ask them, the honorable judges, and it's a legit question from Arnab Goswami to the Supreme Court of India. Honorable judges, who authorized the court to dilute the definition of the Aravallis? Honorable judges, on what constitutional authority does the Supreme Court convert a continuous geological system into a real estate-friendly contour map? Honorable Supreme Court of India, honorable judges, did government silently welcome this definition? Because everything below 100 meters now will become expendable, which means real estate giants can destroy the Aravallis and turn it into golf courses, surrounded by 100 crore flats, close to the national capital region. Just imagine the amount of real estate that's opening up. Ladies and gentlemen, then foreign investors will come, team up with real estate companies, and real estate companies have a lot of political involvement in our country. We all know that. And by changing a definition, you will destroy the map of India. How is this being allowed? And if you question it, you'll be told, oh, you're NGO type. No. You're environment type. No. Does the BJP not talk about Paryavaran? Does the Prime Minister of India not keep talking about protecting the rivers, the geology, the living heritage of this country? Ladies and gentlemen, a country's civilization is not just politics or only politics. Civilization is heritage, and Aravallis are our heritage. No government, no Supreme Court can destroy it. I call tonight, with the greatest of respect, for a rethink on this by the government, and there are legal ways in which this can be put under review, and the Supreme Court of India should constitute a review on this. Just because a 3-judge bench decided this, it cannot be the last word. The most population nation in the world, our future is at stake because of this. Ladies and gentlemen, in Rajasthan, where the Aravallis are most extensive, let me give you the uncomfortable arithmetic. There are 12,081 hills. Only 1,048 are above 100 meters. This means that just 8.7% of the Aravallis are protected. 90% of the Aravallis in Rajasthan can now be turned into golf courses and huge real estate projects, infrastructure building. Imagine the amount of money some big businessmen are going to make. Remember one thing, only Republic can ask this question. The corporate media cannot ask this question. The political media cannot ask this question. The 15 crore anchor paid by the government of India cannot ask this question. But I'm asking this question on your behalf. Who gains when 90% of a mountain range is removed from protection? Certainly not farmers. Certainly not our cities choking on dust. Certainly not our groundwater systems. But mining corporations. They just received the most powerful clearance of all, a judicial one. And its impact is mega. The Aravali stop at the Thar Desert from advancing eastward into Haryana, Western UP and Delhi NCR. More than 90% of the Aravalis are stripped of legal protection. First, mining will boomerang. Legally this time. What was once illegal will now become procedurally legal. Scrub hills, low ridges, finished. Inter-hill corridors will be classified as non-Aravali land, which means mining leases which were now once rejected will be quickly approved. Environment clearances will be granted very quickly. Foreign investors will come in. Some people will become billionaires overnight. State governments will argue, we're only following the Supreme Court's definition. This is the new trick for the government. This is the government's new trick. Sandera, Sara brothers, we're doing nothing. The Supreme Court is deciding to give them a clean sheet. Aravali's destruction, we're doing nothing. We're only making a recommendation. The Supreme Court is deciding. And corporations will make billions and billions and billions and billions. Foreign companies will come in. Corporations and extractive industries will be the big winners. People will lose. Mining corporations, stone crushers, cement manufacturers, real estate developers, all will boomerang. Why? Because the most resource-rich parts of the Aravalis are not the tallest hills. They are the lowered, fractured, mineral-heavy ranges, which have now been legally excluded from protection, unfortunately, by our own Supreme Court. By our own Supreme Court. And I want to ask the Supreme Court, honorable judges, with the greatest of respect to you, you need to answer this tonight. Why was the scientific definition given by the Forest Survey of India rejected by the committee? It is a simple question. The Forest Survey of India had defined the Aravalis in a particular way. That has now changed. Slopes, valleys, enclosures, continuity, all destroyed. Viewers, if you're listening to this tonight, let me tell you, nowhere in the world has what has happened in India happened anywhere. It's like saying, someone in America saying, someone in Canada saying, destroy the mountain ranges. Just destroy them, because we've got to make money. From Ajmer to Jhunjhunu to Mahendragarh, all existing breaches will multiply. Dust corridors will open. Wind velocity, which is usually moderated by the low hill forests, will rise. You will have gales in Delhi. All of western Uttar Pradesh will be destroyed. Groundwater system will collapse across states. But you see, you will be told you can't question anything. Groundwater systems, reason number 4, will collapse. But why? Because Aravalis are not just hills, they are recharge machines. Every hectare can replenish 2 million liters of groundwater. Mining fractures rock layers, breaks aquifer connectivity, drain recharge zones, water tables already down to 1,000, 2,000 feet will fall further. Agriculture will fail. What is the government doing? Water conflicts will intensify across Rajasthan, Haryana and Delhi NCR. The Prime Minister needs to intervene. This will accelerate a future hydrological collapse. We will not be a Viksit Bharat. We will be an environmentally destroyed Bharat. And the government must think about farmers, because rural livelihoods will take the hit. Farmers will be destroyed. Soil will lose fertility. Crops will be coated in stone dust. Food security will decline across South Haryana and Eastern Rajasthan. And meanwhile, the big businessmen will make lots of money. And after having made a lot of money, destroyed the country, like the other big businessmen, they will build huge homes in Dubai. Many of the men will become NRIs, and they don't give a damn for this country. And that is the real economic model this judgment enables. So I'm saying tonight, save the Aravalis. Save the Aravalis. This is our last chance. If the courts do not reverse themselves in this country on this decision, things will be very bad environmentally in this country. People must force a reconsideration. Governments do not protect ecosystems unless the cost of the inaction becomes politically unbearable. We want accountability. We want the Union Environment Ministry. We want the Prime Minister's office to step in. We're not asking for too much. And there is a context in which I'm saying this. The same Supreme Court says BS5 vehicles should not be allowed to Delhi. But the Aravali range can be destroyed. Does this duality make sense to you? The same Supreme Court, and I have great respect for the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court must speak and answer. On the one side, it is saying it's concerned about AQI in Delhi. But can the honorable judges please tell me that when the Aravalis are destroyed, what will the AQI of Delhi be? Now, many people may think that we won't live long enough to see the consequences. That's where we again make a mistake. Even if we don't, we should care. None of us may be around 100 years from now. Probably won't be. At the way AQI is going, we won't be around 20 years from now. May all of you have long lives. But the question is this: should we not care about what our country's heritage is? This is not an environmental issue. It's a people issue. It's a heritage issue. #SaveTheAravalis. I'm stepping forth on this.